So here's going to be your challenge moving forward. Your challenge moving forward is majority of millennials don't care. Now, as with everything, they might care a little bit if, for example, let's say I'm with the American Cancer Society, mom or dad gets cancer, then I care. But more often than anything, millennials are interested in affiliation, not mission. And so what's going to become even more important for organizations is to actively cultivate groups of donors and actively cultivate groups of stakeholders based on some marketing. And I have to know how to present them with opportunities for their own growth, even if that means that a dollar comes out of their pocket. That's called segmentation targeting figures out which donors to serve. We're serving them by taking their money because we're doing something better with their money than they probably would be doing with it. And then positioning and differentiation is where we talk about what is the value proposition that we're giving people. Now this is an idea that's sometimes foreign to nonprofits. Like value proposition, isn't this what we talk about when we provide someone with a widget or provide someone with a hamburger? We're providing them value. But what nonprofits provide is the one thing that consumerism doesn't. It provides peace of mind. It provides assuasion from guilt. It provides something internal to yourself that you cannot buy. So the easy way to get people to think this way is to create the stories that make us realize we're serving people by accepting their money, accepting their donations. You need to figure out who are going to be the people who want to be served by you by you taking their money. If you took Marketing 101, you know that P's are price, promotion, place, and product. Once again, pretty standard. Now, the challenge today is that has moved to the 7 P's, Marketing 2.0. So we have the product, the place, the promotion, the price, but also making sure that people are appropriately trained. And from a marketing perspective, that means, do they really understand the target markets and are they speaking their language? Again, I know it's the 5th time I'm saying it, right? Marketing doesn't work unless someone is deterred from your product based on what you're saying. And nonprofits, of course, are different. You're not purposely trying to make people angry. But what you're saying is you can't be afraid of saying, we want you. I mean, we like everyone else. We want everybody to come to the party. But we really want you. And we're so used to doing that demographically, right? You have $1 million. I definitely want you. But are we picking target markets based on the demographics, geographics, psychographics, and behavior, and saying, what does this mean to you, and how can I get 1 million other people like you to see what we're doing to have? So what is this whole thing about stories? Like, why do we care about stories? So we sometimes need to broker information so it doesn't overwhelm people. And oftentimes people will relate better to a very simple story. You just have to think through the process of who you want to get donations from, what's their behavior, and where to get them. So why stories work is they first of all create a presence. They put you in a situation where you can see the entire environment. Exactly what you're trying to tell them. It should be genuine. It should be natural. There are parts of it that should be improvisation. There should be a total concept there. It should be engaging. So the focus on the important elements of telling a story, and don't worry whether or not you have any dramatic skills. It's just about the story matrix. So here's how we put together a story. So you have columns, right? And the columns are success, failure, we have the fun, and we have the legends. The success, clearly that's when things worked out the way you want. Pretty simple. Failure, when things don't go your way. So it's not really an I'm an idiot moment. It's just things didn't go your way. The fun part is basically just the whole kind of let me tell you a funny story. And the legends part is doing kind of the, once upon a time this happened. Or if you're telling a story about someone that other people know, like Bill Gates, Steve Jobs. The rows of the story matrix represent all the categories or types of stories you have. So maybe I have a story about getting donations. Or maybe I have a story about hiring people, in this case, or qualifications. Put different stories in each of these different boxes. So if I have a story about successful donation piece, I'll remind myself of the story here. Or I can do that for hiring or qualifications or expectations or whatever it might be. So the storyboard, the story matrix, all it really does is it provides you a way to kind of organize what you want to have some stories that engage people, that educate people, that really bring in the target market. So the reason why we talked about the marketing piece on the front end is clearly you have to know what your mission, vision, and values are. Using those mission, vision, and values, who are the people you're specifically trying to engage in terms of the target market? What do you mean to those people? And you find that out by doing the research. And how do you differentiate yourself? And then based on knowing all those different things, then you specifically create stories that work on those particular targets. Failure stories are always the most effective types. So here are the 3 places typically where your storytelling will happen. You have their owned media, so this is any channel that a brand. I also have to tell stories on paid media. So sometimes it's through display ads, paid search, sponsorships. This is what I'm actually paying somebody to actually go ahead and broadcast for me. And we use owned media and paid media typically to get earned media, which is word of mouth, just buzz marketing, which is viral marketing. All of the messaging that goes out on your owned media and your paid media has to, in this world, the major reason you do it is to get this, right? Most of us nowadays are sold completely on what our friends or neighbors or people we respect tell us to do.